Ela mabongun KOTOMA ngun kangin roko jo Apesenin Airabetwok kinani lo se agwelanar Ejai jaka eto pilipo alimoino ni epone lo ageunore atekere bank. Sedum titunga ilukumina ameda kes.
Akwata teto mnakan.
Yes.
Ojai bode kesa capital ilukumindi akwata uni. So peta ilukumina akwata ngone to mnakan. Kwenye ra kesi tungi tomon. So abunga limo kesi bonbe mam. Ipero sa matar. Pero sa itiak ilukumina to akwata to mnakan kwi. Angin 20 tomon. Osal to mnakan. Arai mamu olu ultoto gwelata akukoreke nikota nwepo. So podulo chamuto alo sa gwela kukoreke nikota nwepo. Niluko na patangono kiri to mnakai. Ai tuba urianu 2020 eda onedo pe karuboni. Ilo sona seo September, in fact August. Ogwel to zulu pick up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Agwela na kukoreke. Gwel to zulu nyo pick up. Kwa na ineroni mambo bolu elos da gwela kukoreke chalo agiroto kwi. Elos te kwa gwela kai usokoni. Je kinde kwisirigine jasi do chesap. Alo sa gwela kai okalia. Do kezulu pekai daru sokoni oyanda kukoreka agwela rai Kampala. Angine kanye te jasi Kampala.
Wow.
Ayaw agwela na. Temo isiku ikali. So 2020 abunga mo ngobe arabera pironga ngara ni tunga le tomon. Kiri lukumna kwata uni. Oporu ngara singa seo na 2021. Poru kwija ikisikitu ngodi sirigin.
Wow.
Ngobe warangi somate ni jasi grupo ni tomon. Tikwa niko na hii. Neseje kiningo apukora teker. Sabunga gwele togo. Asode nga partitioning togo ngon. Asode nga chuta dukun kapa a bank. I work in a hall. I work in a boardroom. I work in loan sections. I work in borokere. Inaroni ere professional bank. Iperoja apukora account online. Iperoja checking account online. Iperoja a loan I jaun online. Iperoja posting I withdrawing an Ejai.
What are your interest rates?
No, iso kapa Ejai so boni. Ejai so interest lo 1.25. Ejai luja ikiniso less than 1%. Yes. Nara mamera Ejai sirigini tunga. Ikulepe ke bank. Ikulepe. So Ejai bala a cooperative, Ejai association, Ejai a VSLA. Isabiti lo ineroni. Alimo njo adoketa ina adol. Kapani neroni jayoni ne wota angeta na para na uni training o district hall lo serere I gurupu na kaisa unanukan kata get karulo betting to digitize VSLS akwatare.
Wow.
Digitizing means Ejai kin kese simu, Ejai kin kese online apps, Ejai kin kese startup capital adauta para sa uni residential fully paid. Training I to district kapane neroni. Kwenye ambition is the next year by June. I will have helped the group no elu committee. Angini group edumuna tablet, edumuni a smartphone, so that I do training, so that kesa gar epone le beito. Mereka kupiangi chetunga doto Akiro misakos. Oma me misikitos. Kero mame tawe Ejai anwai konai anwai ngarakin. Nesi bore na utanga swam, nesi swama nyo ateker. So iso ite so ngare. And iwanyu jo bala Western Uganda. Nina ejasi ngini sakos. Ipubu yobo Ejai ruchiga sako, Ejai ruhame, Ejai utaro. Lue polo kade par banks. Polo kade par banks. Western Uganda. Sako. Ruhame kapane jatari kede a loan portfolio. 17 billion shillings. Loan portfolio. 47,000 members. Ilo la showing about abuningone etengo in a website lo ABI. ABI NSC, even we are partnering with them in a group pabalango. A just Western Uganda. It's showing what kaite just ina a otasi kui agar to generate thermal energy. Esako.
Wow.
So, nesi tungalu erasi forward looking. Merai sesen epole jata riborolu. So, akotongo usuite bala nuangeta na kirono PDM kana na bala rona chomo. Ana mahape bonbe omo mesekite pole beito tinyo PDM aswam. I don't know why they are not utilizing kati tungangu. Nare, you know, iderai weakness le polo no teso.
Maybe before that.
Etungana le cho, yes.
Maybe before that. Yen yo bore PDM. Upon all lota Bagias, you know, a problem with la politics. That is politics. Mamberi puso my plan for a longer time. That's why breaking anybody in place. So, don't know when they back let's recruit. Assuming what we jaya diploma, you can manage to run with activities. Not knowing bonebe this man this tungana na are tungana lo. Ekola to Robert Ojoka, he must be grounded properly. I'm seeking, Canada. I'm seeking a polebito PDM Aswam. If I even I want to ask you a question. For example, like do they have the guidelines? Those party chiefs, do they have those guidelines, those similar books? They may not be having.
They don't.
Now Yare Kini, then at the same time, Muno this to Moon. What happened? That's why you find some of them when the money came, Aruga come in the capun. Because for them, they say, "Right, capun because that's what their heads have been reading. They are not having anything called business oriented, like you are talking about. The only thing I talk about, Eribola Apugan. Sibola Apugan, you can get it, utilize it, then you can also account whatever you can even forge figures. Chamuno, mama kutakirenga ro parliament after a kai bongono.
Eba.
So kita ini if you are limojo bonbe. Lack of a proper preparation. I remember in 2020, that matter came to parliament and was serious. I debate everybody now gave up bonbe. It's going to bring out, but the government insisted to say no. It caught the ball again na olabul masini. It matter bonbe. Just do some what do you call this one? I know a group of deal. And no testing a bear. Piloting bear. A backup school mom.
Okay, obukia
everybody. Everyone. That's why the first money is the money that was misused. They managed it. I told you about 555 million is the money which was mismanaged. What is going on around? And it's on the record, by the way. And nobody talk about it.
Now,
everybody is quiet.
Honorable Bala, I want to take this discussion to another level. Akiro ne neron kedenu aga Ejai Filippo ener eponelo Ejai atekere banki so mai ngara.
Yeta kuna uchoke yo bonebe.
Yes.
Bonebe. That's where the mistake was. Then angara ni lo motori. And I don't talk who had no experience. They had no knowledge.
Yes.
Mama peta misiki ni police na peta. Fado no Apugan. Na yare kini a new policy lo nyo le PDM. Now that one you must understand every step misikite before you go. That, but for them, what their matter is they move slowly, step by step. Not misiking.
Now, ejasitunga kerite itosi ne PDM kede luche programs, but there's another silent project. Le Ejai kita iteso anengara kina atesaja kuno bakor. In 2008, Najare President Mani teso irimi teso. Obuisumu na duko ine factory teso.
Okay.
Lechi muchugai. Anukaru ngono pone chora ina iriongete la pia ubo. Agitu nikapu ne doltos bilone nikany. Anage unadukio ne factory. And work started. In 2019, that factory was launched. Ojamu no wabete ngara kintunga jakuno tomo bakor. A factory leche muchuga. Soroti Fruit Factory Limited. So, okay. Again 2019 to nikopana. Jasa Akiro inyopidasi opona leo a management le factory kene ponelo abeito rite ngarakine baka the objective somehow obuigwetara why amonyeti tunga lo potirati muchugai nara there was a massive campaign tunga rai muchugai and in 2008 the president visited some of the focal farmers li muchugai ogwere just tunga le baka le sekere dokolo gwere ngesare reli muchugai ishara rosakiro kwana ngintwe nekeraja atakere muchugore now ebo factory ngintwe nakapakina kwa nyami milioni automaisubis the business concept now unfortunately oporachu no giroto muchugai le right ositunga they were not compatible in 2021 I personally visited the factory and I found that they were installing new machines na baka ibe araiti kwa na beta apedo raichu araitono teso imiebe ko kedi muchugai. However, in 2021 last year February 2022 obuwe MP lo Soroti City West Jonathan Ebwalike obu Akiro to AIRABET no poti sire ngutu bitunga. The allegations were so gross on gross abuse of office and resources in the fruit factory and then the unfulfilled financial obligations that have affected the factory. And by the then Deputy Speaker, Anita Mong, ordered the probe into the claims and findings by a committee of parliament and at several irregularities, which included the rotting of the farmers' fruits due to the limited capacity of the factory to consume fruits being supplied to them, financial mismanagement, and then administrative flaws. This year, 8 days ago, when the Minister of Test Affairs, Dr. Kenneth Ongalobote, was meeting the LOC5s across Teso, Soroti, he brought information the government has directed for the privatization of Soroti Fruit Factory Limited. Here, the government, the statement is the government has started sourcing for a private entity that will take over the operations of Soroti Fruit Factory, which produces Teso juice for now, Teju. And the Minister of Test Affairs confirmed this. And according to the minister, he said the decision to have the entity privatized was reached after a frustrating spell that has seen the factory fail to make profits despite continued investment by the government through Uganda Development Corporation. It was born by Kopana Apugan, the highest amount of shares, the biggest shares, 80%. Apugan is a stakeholder. Otomo factory angon. No 20% is a Akiro Teso. Now, the minister also confirmed to the leaders that the factory is on life support, adding that every year the factory is allocated a budget, but despite that, it has continued to register losses. An Ethiopian-based investor has been approached and as a suitable person to whom the plant can be privatized under the presidential directive, adding that President Museveni's long-term dream of having the citrus industry turn the fortunes of Teso is still on. As an investor, what do you think of this directive? Salakini Teso imedauni kapa the overall goal and objective of the factory.
I think, first of all, I think it's a joke. You've done us justice. I take in a background, right, very detailed. Right from the time of conception of the idea. Najar president on his wealth creation tours across the country. And in Teso, Opoti leaders. It was actually the Teso leaders then that asked. But I think we need to identify something that we need to focus on. Anyon Bonbe, Tijioni, Ichan, Bangor. So, according to Shalam Kinjan, background. Now, Neja Koning said, in fact, not just as an entrepreneur, I have a very strong background, close to 15 years in manufacturing, FMCGs. Inana garing anya bunga limon biche woroete ngombe Pepsi. So I was very central. Sineron Akiro no production of FMCGs, like soda, juice, water. I understand the process end to end. So it's not only because I'm an entrepreneur, but also because I have one or two things. I have seen the production, I understand it. I was part of so many companies in this country, like Garrett, the juices. The third, why I am also well suited to discuss this, is that I am a farmer myself. Ngoda ajatari miebeko, ajatari imuchugai, ajatari a number of other tropical fruits. And the last one, aranya teso. So on those 4 grounds, I think I can sit comfortably. And now that I have made it very clear, interest.
Yes.
I think the akoronga inyakar joka umoti. Erikonge bongo ina bonbe bia airu just na e factoralo. E poere bitunga meda uneza koningi said.
Yes.
Konya korongo ai nyakar joka to ask that what was the purpose? How was it supposed to work? The knowledge I have that I think you missed, it was not Muchugai born. It was tropical fruits, including Inyabukai. And so, abongongo na nabalare omo. Abalabonbe, the problem is borolu, the design. People are usually not involved. We come in at the tail end, it's an annual implementation. They say, most of the people on board.
Then we miss the aspect of comprehensive stakeholder engagement.
Because we do not relate. Because Oroso Matete Bere research, first of all, where will the fruits come from? Before you start a plant, the first question is the raw materials. Akipi, sukari, fruits, aibebunotori. Then test them. So, Konye, we did the other way around. Alosebere to put the machines, the launch, get the fruits, and fail. Then after failing, then we go for research and say what kind of fruits should we be producing, which is a wrong thing. So, the background law Beitori, Teso, fruit factory ngaraini iteso. Engo, I am a student of privatization because it brings in efficiencies. Main investor, a private investor's interest, primary interest is to make profit. And so, a private investor with the primary interest of making profit, the first thing he will do is to make sure that he fixes the third issue that Parliament discovered, administrative flaws. Because you gave a report, Parliament report, a committee investigator came up with Boriuni.
Yes.
One of them was the rotting fruits. Secondly was financial mismanagement. Thirdly was administrative. I'm not writing, but I followed because I have interest.
Yes.
So the private investor will definitely fix the third one first so that he brings in the efficiencies in place. Now, will the people of Teso benefit? Yes. And I am very confident that this is the right direction. We have delayed.
Okay.
The only difference is attorneys in Ejai and ajeni Ejai ni seta nuipo. And even tungale pupete ba bonbe ponibadi. Narai the factory e ponela beitoro iteso. E kasa Airabet benefiting. Nesa korunyo Airabet muchugai kedimi ebeko ole munete oyangartai factory. Is there any other way? No. That is the primary way to benefit through their fruits. So Ebu, a private investor who will fix the inefficiencies and buy the fruits from our farmers, we shall benefit. Because as it is today, in your report, Bible, it is on life support. But importantly, the fruits are rotting. The fruits are rotting. Even when the lines work, I went there also myself in 2020. I met the CEO, I met the head of marketing, I met the team. And I would even believe, in fact, I'm surprised that factory is still existing. It should have died long ago. So even, because of the support from government, the budget, the annual budget, the company law, you get. Otherwise, I went there, I saw myself. Now, the real issue, they come to this factory, and to delve into a private investor. And with a lot of respect, Ejai Honorable Bala, because he's a senior man. I think Ekoto need to accept Bonbe. We have a leadership problem. Ejai na tuni sutomanyo engarinone. And because of atunis na engarinone, isomitoyo na somitoyo. Mama jina rijitutone kona nera ngete omo kede ona chekabala even jo. Aja parasha no bala bonbe koto na raiva nela yitutone okeri tungangina.
Moringa.
Ekoto na rai moringa okeri tungangina. Ekoto na rai neem trees okeri tungangina.
Watermelon.
Ekoto ne kwa rai watermelon okeri tungangina. Inyobo atunis. What is it? Now even this one me I saw it failing. And I can tell you in 2009 and you were president in 2008, I told my people, this will not work. You are going to waste land. I ride Muchugai, I ride Inyebeko, I ride Papaline. But after 3 years, and they will fall down I told people in 2009. And time has vindicated me because I have seen the problem is not Teso Fruit Factory. And there are many things that are a white elephant. We go to Teso. The intention of government is to help. But because there's no leadership to turn that round.
So the government is misled.
The government is misled. Soroti University is another white elephant. And I've told people since, check the enrollment, check where people are coming from. Each sub-region, government intentionally decided to create a university. Each sub-region has. You go to Busoga, it has. You go to Lango, it has Lera. You go to Guru, it has Guru University. You go to West Nile, it has Muni. You go to Kabale, it has Kabale. You go to each sub-region. You come to Teso, the only university that government intentionally put to compete with the rest of the regions. Owaya last human is Soroti University. But it's a white elephant. 80% idue ngundu ejasingina mamera Teso.
True.
So we are not helping, we are not benefiting, we are not making any leverage. And there are many others that our leadership sit there, watch things go off, and wait for it to go into life support, and then we come and discuss here. And when we go and say, we have better ideas, they will gang up. Misleaders, they gang up and finish the ideas. When they see some young man like Omo is coming up and he could give better ideas, they will gang up. We have Sari. Historically was the greatest, one of the greatest in East Africa. Serere Agricultural Research Center Institute. With land, with everything. Angina. He's dead. Government about the same period invested another billions on fish handling plant because we have like yoga, Bugondo. It has never seen a day. I can count for you. Iboro with some Apugan with intention, but they will never work. When you look at the rest of the regions, these people are putting together as cooperatives. I have told you Nansek, Bonbe, Emame Bank leper to compete with Ruhame Sako. Emame leper to compete with Ruchiga Sako, which was started by Father Gaetano, the political Luangina. Emame, they will go and close. They will come to us in Teso and set up because we do not have that architecture, that kind of leadership. How do we get there? So we will see all these Boruluke will mess up. So I think for me, we must remain interested in Teso Fruit Factory. We must remain interested in it and make sure that no matter where they get the investor, number one, it should not shift. A cotton factory, Teso. Number two, let us now start from afresh. Go back and start from where we should have started. In your Kabi fruits, a cotton factory. I be do my own opinion. How do we take care of them? Can we identify the farmers? Can we put them as a cooperative? Now, 20% of the shares purportedly is owned by the Tropical Fruits Association, isn't it? Useless. Ideally, already just to look at the capacity, get a leadership like go. We will not be looking for an investor. The real investor would be this. Why would government be looking for an investor? And it one only not by a more investor. But government is engaging Ethiopian investor to come and run your own thing that is meant to benefit you. And the other man we know is coming to look for profits. You mean we don't want? The other thing, lastly, on the administrative thing, don't achama any kind of chama, is the real leadership. You know, when you start the things, we think that you went there. Pero ya inarati sangina. Ofacto rangu. Pero rio.
Okay. So, yes, mun nyasi join Seseni TV is tomosawa no akotongo na misiki na dumuno Akiro kaneje tungana lerai a businessman, entrepreneur, an investor orengare no norete sot poloni la teker lo eninga Akiro ni puno ingesimun ni pubijo joe ni jatare kile koni simpere jukune koni message WhatsApp to mo namba woni tejo kwa kuna labira kon kotore ya mtu dona bomu na dumun an Ejai a researcher Kosodi engare no leadership dona ndosta kwenye kidoke program siku kwenye kaone kon television bungu na kalona yenu